process reporter and I guess a runner. I don't know. I don't understand the whole running thing.
She does it all.
Yep. For more conversations like this, subscribe to our Stock Movers Reports. Listen for 5-minute audio reports on the biggest winners and losers in the stock market. Subscribe to Stock Movers on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you listen. I want to get down to Nathan Dean. He's down there in Washington, D.C., Bloomberg Intelligence. He is our policy analyst. He knows what's going on in Congress and in D.C. Quite frankly, not a lot's happening in Congress. I don't know what he's doing every day because I have not seen much legislation come out of Congress.
And it is August, so.
Nathan, thanks for joining us here. Does Congress know that we've attacked Iran and we're kind of out of war there? Are they doing anything? Do they care? What's going on?
So they know about it, but there's not much they can actually do about it. I mean, when it comes specifically to President Trump's strategy, it is President Trump's strategy. And you're going to continue to see war resolution votes between now through the elections, but they're not really going to do anything other than serve as political fodder. I mean, the Democrats want these votes to happen because it's going to put moderate Republicans who are at risk of potentially losing their seats in the midterms on the record saying that they are either in support of this war or they are against this war. Now, you are going to see a little bit more debates later when Congress comes back in September about funding the war. President Trump is pursuing this reconciliation bill. The Senate failed to unlock this before they left through August recess, but it's about $75 billion. And if you're looking at it from an investment point of view, it's mostly tied up to anti-missile counter-drone technology. So think RTX, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, et cetera. But again, I don't really have high hopes for that. I actually think there's going to be a significant challenge. I'm giving you about 30% chance that bill goes through by the end of the year.
So, Nathan, what other ways can lawmakers pressure President Trump to end this war, especially with the midterm elections on the horizon?
So it's through the perception of public pressure. I mean, Paul, you had a guest on Surveillance this morning who said, look, President Trump essentially has two choices here. He either has to accept that the Iran is going to have control of the Hormuz, or you're going to have a situation where the economic situation determines that President Trump has to leave the Gulf. Now, I think what happens here is that President Trump is essentially just waiting and seeing how this plays out. But in the interim, the Democrats are going to continue to push this message back at home because, as you mentioned, they're on August recess. And as a reminder, because it's an election year, they're gone through the entire month of October. So for every day that President Trump's not addressing affordability and he's stuck on Iran, that's Democrats really saying, look, he's not addressing affordability, he's addressing Iran. And with President Trump's approval numbers quite low at the moment, this is a situation where President Trump really needs a resolution fast, but it's just not going to come unless he decides to.
Nathan, so talk to us about the calendar for the remainder of the year. And is there anything that we or the markets should be looking for in terms of legislation coming out of D.C.?
Yeah, so Congress has 14 days in September. The Senate has 14 days in September before September 30th. Now, we aren't going to have a government shutdown. I'm at a 20% chance because right before the Senate left, they actually passed a continuing resolution until December 11th, puts it in the lame duck period. Like I said before, this idea of a reconciliation bill, you're going to see some chatter about this. I don't think it actually can get done. Same thing with clarity. You know, my hope on clarity was that it was going to pass before August recess. I think the schedule is going to be a little bit tight. The one thing to keep in mind, though, is there is this Russia sanctions bill. It's the Lindsey Graham Act of 2026. They got a 90-6 vote in the Senate. It's overwhelmingly bipartisan, which would allow President Trump a tool to put new tariffs on Russia up to 500%, and the top 5 countries that purchase Russian oil, so think India, China, and Turkey, up to 100%. Now, it's a tool. It's not meaning that tariffs are coming. But if you look at tariffs from a headline risk volatility perspective, you know, that bill in particular could lead to a scenario where on Monday morning, people wake up and they see it on Truth Social that President Trump's announcing new tariffs only to either walk them back or subsequently change them 2 to 3 days later. That's probably the more important bill that's going to come in the September timeframe.
Is this beard new, Nathan?
You know, it's hot in D.C., but, you know, it's maybe I've seen The Odyssey too many times. I don't know.
All right, very
Going
good.
for the Odyssey look. I like it, though.
Yeah, all right.
It's working for you.
My suggestion was stand a little closer to the razor next time. But that's Nathan Dean. He is our expert, senior policy analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence. If anybody knows what's going on down in D.C., it's Nathan Dean. He follows that stuff very closely, so we appreciate getting a few minutes of his time. Really cool story.